I'm going to do popcorn chicken. This is the first part of it, so we're going to try to put this all together to show you. Right now I'm just going to spice the flour so you get an idea of what I'm doing here. I'll try to put in measurements for this later. I've been doing this kind of stuff for a while, so I'm a big freehander hand cook, but I do have a pretty good idea of what this is. I'm going to say right now, I put in tablespoon and a half of parsley. This is Cajun McCormick seasoning. This is a 2 teaspoon container, so I'm going to say probably that's a tablespoon. Okay, this is onion powder. This is about another tablespoon. This is pepper, about a tablespoon. Paprika, about a tablespoon. Okay, and I'm going to just stir that up slightly, but this is going to be the beginning of our breading dredge. Should yours be spiced like this in the beginning, I'm going to say, yeah, why not? And I'm going to add it to the bag on the end too. That's it. Okay, I'm going to make popcorn chicken today, and so I started to show you how to do a little bit of the dredge here. I just want to show you this from Kroger's. It's $1.99 a pound, 4 pounds, $8. Ever spend more than that when you're out eating? There's a reason. Frying stuff is horrible as far as the mess goes. But I'm going to show you what I think works the best in a lot of the stuff. And Mike loves popcorn chicken, and we all know Mike can eat a lot. So I'm going to make this into popcorn chicken. There's a couple of different ways to tenderize stuff. First, I'm going to show you the best way for me to think to do it is you put it in a Ziploc bag, and you do that. And then you smack it. You get it beat out.
Man, you can really beat the hell out of that.
And you get it fairly flat. Jeez. Okay, this is my favorite way. It is the messiest way. But you do have to put it in a bag, and you got to beat it in there, or you're going to be spreading chicken juice all over your kitchen. You don't want to do that. I mean, let's have a little bit of safety here. If you ever wonder why you had diarrhea for 24 hours, it's because you gave yourself food poisoning.
I hate diarrhea.
Anyway, so the chicken breast. Then afterwards, what I would do is I cut it into strips for what I'm going to make as far as the popcorn chicken goes. You want these to be bite-sized and fairly small and thin because you want it to cook fast. Okay, I'm going to have him stop it for right now, and we'll get to the next one in just a second. The other way to tenderize chicken. If you look at this, it's got a series of prongs that come out. This is a faster way, but
What's
it will
it called?
not.
What's that called?
I don't know. It's a tenderizer. Poker. I don't know. You know?
She said poker.
Okay. Anyway, put some on, open it. It will flatten it out. You want to make sure you do it on a cutting board too. It will, just like if they run it through. And I really do the top parts and the parts that are thick a lot. I'll show you the difference when I cut it out. It depends on how you want to tenderize it. Do you have to tenderize it? No. Is it going to make it better? Yes.
I like it better.
All right, shut it off. Okay, I've got all my gloves because this is a messy job. And if you're going to fry something, you might as well fry quite a bit of it, even if you're going to use it during the week, even if you decide to freeze it and warm it up later. But if you're going to decide to do it, it's a mess. It's a big process, and this is how I prefer to do it. Okay.
Go big, go home.
Okay. These are the chicken breasts that I've already tenderized, and I'm putting them in the flour, okay? And I'm mixing it around in there so they get good and coated. Now, the more you can fit in here to do, make sure that it's all coated good, probably the better, because it's going to get really messy after this. Okay. This is a seasoned flour too. All right, now we're about ready to get into the real mess of things. I shake off as much flour as I can because it will make your breading dredge get really thick and goopy, and you don't want that either. You want to kind of try to keep it a little bit light. This dredge is of eggs and half. All right, and you want to strain that out. Whoop, whoop. I just kind of put it in my hand. Sometimes I have a, you hand me that scoop, honey. The frying scoop, you know, the one without the handle. Okay. If you can't find it, I'll do it in a minute. That one's fine.
It's gone.
That one's fine. Okay. All right. Now, I put it in a bag. I still find this is the best way to coat it, because when your fingers have got that crap on it, you're going to get it all over your fingers. There's just no getting around it. Oh, come on. Zip like tough as nails right at the moment. Open it, honey, open it.
Put a little effort in it.
All right.
There it is. I got it for you.
Okay. These are going to be the pieces we're going to fry initially. I want enough of them to put about that much in the cast iron. You got to work quickly because you're going to do this in shifts, and then it's going to go into the oven.
Come on, tack time, tack time, tack time.
That's too big of a chicken piece. I can feel it in there. It was put together. You need to separate them because this is what's going to happen. If you don't get some of these even, they're going to cook at different times. You can leave them in the skillet a little bit longer, but if you're not, you don't know what you're looking for, it's a little hard to find. Now you're going to see that's how coated my hands get. On the next round, it's going to get even worse because the flour on them is going to start to stick to the wetness on my hands. I'm putting them in here. I'm getting it kind of wet, tossing it around, and then I have to put it back in the flour. Don't go short on your flour and all that crap because you're just going to have a mess. This is already a huge mess. Huge. Frying is a huge mess.
But I love fried food.
He does. He loves it a lot.
And beer.
Alright, I'm going to just try to do it as quick as I can here. Where am I at on temperature on the grease?
You are currently at 333 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, give me a little more power. Turn it up.
Oh.
Yep.
3 or 4. Good.
All the way up to the line underneath Super Bowl.
Fire it up.
Fire it up.
There we go.
Alright.
I can't wait.
You don't want to get extra of the flour mixture into the oil if you can avoid it. So try to shake it off. I'll do it again when I get ready to put it in there. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a traditional flour seasoned dredge. It's not my favorite one for popcorn chicken, but I'm showing you just the difference on it. Okay, so I've tried to shake off the excess breading because the more breading you put into it, my oil is up to temperature at 360. Show the temperature, honey.
356.
It's going to drop because I'm putting in cold stuff. Like
it sure is. Over here. Back here.
Okay, so we're doing the frying. This is going to drop to temperature on some, but that's about as full as you want to get it until you got your pan really, really smoking hot. And I'm only going to do the seasoned flour mixture here. And you can see how big of a mess it makes. I hate making popcorn chicken. I hate it. But my family really loves it. Because it is a super big mess. I like the way it tastes. Who doesn't like the way popcorn chicken tastes? Oh, that's the oven just preheated. Stop. Okay, I'm flipping around a few of these to kind of show you where we're getting. If the popcorn chicken is starting to look done, and I mean it's starting to look done, it's browning. You don't want that outside shell to be darker than it is you want to eat it. You can finish it off in the oven. That's the best way to do it without having an industrial fryer. This has kept up the temperature pretty good at about 320. That's why I like the cast iron because it doesn't lose too much. You really don't want it to drop under a 325 much. I'm going to take these out and I'm going to add them to the strainer here. Okay, you can set it off. These are a more like original recipe type of popcorn chicken, and after it's done, I always like to sprinkle just a little bit of garlic salt on it. Now, if you look here, let me grab a fork to stay over there on the chicken. If you look over here on it, these were all put in at about the same time or very close. Like this one you can see is a little bit fatter or whatever. You want to cut in through the fattest piece and make sure that it's done, okay? If you see pink in it, it's either got to go back in or in the oven. My oven temperature, it's mine. My oven temperature is currently on 250 degrees because I'm going to go through a couple rounds and I don't want this stuff to dry out, but I want it to remain crispy. So from here, it's going to go in the oven.
I'll try and eat them all before you get the next round.
My favorite way for popcorn chicken. This is panko breadcrumbs. It is not pre-browned. They're not anything. I just seasoned them the same way I did flour. Did the same thing with the chicken. Did the dredge. Now I'm into here. I made the dredge a little thinner. You can add a little more milk. You can add a little more water, whatever, just to make it wet. I'm putting it in the panko. Panko sticks on it a lot heavier. You're going to have a crunchier breading. The only reason it's really hard to do tenderloins and things like that in panko because they're going to need to be in the oil longer than the panko can last in the fried because this is going to go quick. They're going to fry fast in there. Just same way it does with the flour, but flour is just a little more forgiving. Panko burns. So this is what it's kind of going to look like. I can throw it in with the same seasoning of that, but you can kind of see a little wetter. A little more on the outside, but that's kind of where we're talking about here. You can throw a little flour in there too if you want. I mean, just do whatever you want to do. But see, the panko's in there more. So I'm going to go over here and show you what the panko looks like in comparison. I know it's hard to see there.
Oh, that looks good. I'm hungry.
You're always hungry. You just start dropping it in. You get the idea there. I'll show you the end results a little later. So you can see the difference next to them. Film the nuggets. See the crispierness of the panko. That's why you want it to be nice and small, because if you make this real big, sometimes the panko can't take it. It's fine if you pull it early and finish it off in the oven, but the panko will turn color a whole lot faster than the flour will.
I'm going to finish it off in my belly. That's what I'm going to finish it off in.
All right. So now I'm making the chicken tenderloin part. So I just beat out the last 2 chicken breasts. This one was a little weak, but you get the idea. I beat them out pretty good. I've got to get them this thin, because if I don't, when I put them in the oil, it's going to take way too long to cook them, and they're going to be really, really dark brown, and I'm cooking them at the end. So again, you're doing the dredge. The messiest job in the world, I ain't kidding you. And you want to make sure you have plenty of panko breadcrumbs in here, because they'll get wet. And you want them still to have them somewhat dry. Otherwise, you have kind of a soggy batter. I'm getting to the end on everything here. And always kind of shake it around.
You shake it good.
I'll have both of these ready in just a second when I pull the last round of the popcorn shrimp out. Show them the popcorn with the panko.
Popcorn shrimp with panko.
And then we'll be done. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like on the end of a tenderloin, okay? This is where the grease is. I have it really, really hot right now because I'm putting big pieces of meat in there. I even turned it off. The temperature is at 376. This look of this grease is as much as this can take. So this amount of oil could do 4 pounds, no more. After that, you don't want to save that grease. It's cooked to crap. It's going to taste bad, that kind of stuff. So, all right. I want to separate this out as much as I can. These are connected a little, so I'm just going to pull them apart. Turn that burner back on. Okay. What temperature is that at?
That is currently at 350 degrees.
Okay. It'll fall pretty quick, because these are big pieces. Okay, that's about what's left in here.
I see how you got your foil all everywhere.
Oh yeah, well, when I'm frying, thanks for reminding me, when I'm frying,
You're welcome.
it's just so much easier to cover it with foil than it is to scrub this all down afterwards. Grease makes a mess. If you're going to make a mess with the grease, to me, it's worth it to waste a little bit of foil to get it done. Sometimes I fold up the foil and use it again for another frying, because it's just really just a little bit of grease and I'm just using it as a protectant. But after it gets kind of gross, then I start out. Okay, what I'm showing you here is when you flip this over and you start to see these bits that are sticking to it from the bottom of the pan, you are out of the cooking zone of what your grease can handle. This can't take any more, okay? So I'm going to finish off what I have in here, and this is it, and this is the last round, so we're fine. But you know, when you start to see that, then you might just want to pull them and finish them off in the oven, because it's just going to make things taste worse. Right now, my temperature fell with this amount of stuff in there, 50 degrees, so this is as much as it can fall before it's no longer cooking at a fry temperature. That's it. Next time will be to plate up. Doing something like this, you want to disinfect your counter. You want to try not to cross-contaminate your stuff too much when you're touching it. It's hard to do with frying. This is all 409. Excuse me. You let it sit for 10 minutes. You have to. It's got to kill everything that's up here, and you got to wipe it off first good and get everything off, and then you've got to disinfect it. Okay, so I'm getting ready to plate up all these tenders and all that, and I'm just going to show you. Mike said that he wanted spicy mustard today, and he wanted a honey barbecue.
Hot mustard.
Okay, sorry. Hot mustard, and he wants it hot. Okay, so I'm going to do that, but when I get ready to do all that, I'm going to not make his all from scratch. This is just a prepared mustard. I prefer Pullman's. This is Sugar Ray, barbecue sauce, whatever.
Baby Ray.
Baby Ray's, all right. He wants it hot on his mustard, so there's a little sriracha in there for him. Few hot pepper flakes. It's gonna be freaking hot, Mike.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right. Some Cajun seasoning. A little more Cajun seasoning. Some ginger. And a little horseradish. Have I made this one before? No.
No.
Don't care. I'll let him try it and say, get yourself a spoon, honey.
Huh?
Get yourself a spoon. Over there. No, over there.
Nope. Taste test. Remember the tasting video? Taste
This
it.
will be too hot for me. His palate can probably take it. Is it too hot?
No, that's great right there.
Hotter or not hotter? Wait for it.
No, I want it
Wait
right.
for it.
Oh yeah, wait. Swish it around.
Okay. He just wants a honey barbecue. Kudos to the friend who, you know what? I'm going to have to warm that up just a little bit. Cut back in just a second, honey. I keep my honey in the refrigerator, so it was a little, but I heated it up a little bit. Makes it nice and easy to pour in there. Easy to stir into the mixture then, too. So So he just wants a honey barbecue, and since it's just a honey barbecue, I'm just adding a little extra honey to it. And this was the black honey that one of Mike's work buddies raises bees, and this was black honey. Interesting. Different flavor than regular honey. Not tremendous, but slight. And so it's always worth giving it a try. So try it and taste. Go get your spoon, try it, honey. See if that's sweet enough for you.
Let me see what I got here.
Turn it around and face you. They can't see nothing.
That's good. I think it'll blend with the beer well. I think it'll swish in my mouth real well, and it'll take my palate to another place.
Okay. Anyway, here. Okay. So this is what 4 pounds of chicken looks like fried. Okay.
4 pounds.
It's a lot. Chicken breasts. Took me a little bit to finish them off. I could finish them off in the oven, but at the very end, I was 5 degrees off from what they're supposed to be at 160 degrees. I think that's right. And I microwaved them. A proper temperature is better than undercooking it. Just do it. Don't be sick from it. Okay. These are floured. These are panko. See the difference? See the crisp? See the crunch? Crispy. A little more regular, more like original recipe chicken. Anyway, kind of get the idea. I'm going to plate these up for Mike, and those will be the last pictures. Hope you enjoyed the popcorn chicken video. Here's the end product. These are the fried panko. Those are the fried flour ones. You can definitely tell a difference in crunch and texture. Different barbecue sauces, and that was some coleslaw I made yesterday. And this is what Mike is getting ready to eat.
I love you, baby, so much.